how would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have as a guest Jill Lublin. He is a 25-year media magnate. Wow. She's a world-renowned publicity expert, international speaker, and four-time best-selling author. Jill has made thousands of stage appearances alongside celebrities such as Tony Robbins, Barbara Corcoran, and Jack Canfield. To name a few, she has worked with over 100,000 clients implementing her signature formula. So Jill, tell us, what are the 5 steps that you recommend entrepreneurs in order to make the first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Well, first of all, I'm delighted to be here with you. Thank you. And, it is step-by-step process. Some steps are clearer than others, but the first step I would say is get clear on your message. Create a message that's valuable for others and gives impact and influence. Number 2, figure the right audience to reach your message with. That's really important. And then number 3, get an offer they're going to say yes to. I like things simple. I think simple yeses are excellent. And then number 4, elevate them to next steps with you. I have a Publicity Media Mastery Intensive, and from there they go into my Publicity Breakthrough Mastermind 6-month program, right? So you want to elevate people on steps. And 5th step, I'm going to say it, use publicity, because it's going to get you one-to-many very quickly, help magnetize you and monetize you and multiply you, and really be a way to reach a lot more people fast. And that's a good thing.
Yes, sales one-to-many, something that I'm very familiar with that. I teach actually this all over the world. So I train, one of the things that I do is I train entrepreneurs to do public speaking and to expand the business from the stage. And so I'm glad that you brought that concept one-to-many, because it's really powerful. So, and in my opinion, one of the fastest way to expand your company is actually from the stage, because every time that you're talking about your company, you're selling and you're selling not one-to-one, you're selling one-to-many. Same thing when you appear in the press, when you write books, you write the book once and then you're selling to many all the time, because a lot of people are buying the book. So about this concept, Jill, when do you, how you end up doing this as an expertise, and when do you find out that it was something that will help a lot of entrepreneurs to get ahead faster?
When did I adopt this, you mean?
Yeah, when you started, where this passion came from about publicity?
In terms of my own talent around it.
Yes,
is that what you mean?
Yes, and your background. Are you a journalist and you become an expert by accident? Were you passionate about it? What led you to this expertise?
Well, nothing's exactly ever by accident, but maybe a few bumps around the road. Like many of you, I in a way bumped into my own career. I actually wanted to go to law school and be an attorney and help people that way. And then I got to law school and I hated it because I have a highly creative mind, and it was law school is very linear. What just wasn't for me. So I dropped out and became an entrepreneur, really, literally, after the first year, and made my way through the music business. I actually started as director of promotion and publicity at several independent record labels, where I like to say I learned the guerrilla publicity way, because music is all about perception, the music business. And so I
very
started,
crowded business, very difficult to do publicity and to market the artists. Tough one.
Yeah, but the good news is I did it, I learned it, and I from there went on to open my own PR agency. From there I got tapped on the shoulder to write my first book, Guerrilla Publicity, and that led to, frankly, all the other books, which is wonderful.
You do like to write, I can tell.
And now I'm helping people through what I call media mastery intensives and kindness circles based on my book, The Profit of Kindness. And so that's been a wonderful journey. It's been an evolving journey, like many people's. And now I get to serve entrepreneurs and do it a lot quicker and more efficiently, and frankly, a lot less expensive than hiring a PR agency. So that's been great.
That's fantastic. And why do you think that publicity have changed a lot? Like now, PR, everybody's online. It's not the same reach. I remember before, for example, if you appear in the TV, before it was 2 channels, or you appear in a newspaper or in a magazine. Wow, that was PR was huge. Nowadays, with the evolution of social media, and things have changed. Even you need to have now articles in the real press. The whole attention had been dissipated, and now we have, right, when you can take the thing to write your own article and things like this. So what do you think, what are the pros and cons that you see in the publicity business due to the evolution of technology? What challenges have you encountered, and what are the good things about it?
So here's the deal. In my brain and world, publicity is actually multiplied. And we are not talking about social media. And frankly, if you think social media is your publicity, think again, my friends, because it is, more a one-hit wonder, honestly. We don't know of the effects. You can spend a lot of money and not always get the results you want. However, publicity, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again, is the gift that keeps on giving. It is the opportunity to reinvent your message consistently. And frankly, the trust factor is a lot higher because, well, you are quoted. It's earned media, right? So it's very powerful. And I'm going to say that, have there been changes? Yes, but here's the super cool great news. Publicity is actually multiplied. Why is that? Because now there are podcasts, there are blogs, like when I was in Forbes and Inc. magazine, not only was I in the actual magazine, but I've also lived online, and you live on a lot longer, which is nice. So it's kind of double the fun, right? So I think tremendous opportunity has been now that we have an opportunity to double our results, because not only are you in a magazine, let's say, but you're also online. Not only I was recently for World Kindness Day, which is in November, on Fox News. Well, guess what? Not only on Fox News, but then archived through them also. And that's a live-on possibility. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that being if you are in the right moment, in the right time, you can be everywhere, right? I happen to be the first Latin American or Ibero-American Spanish speaker that pay respect to the Queen of England when she died. We were only 20 on the queue, and I was number 20, and it was 20 people when I arrived, and 60 cameras. And out of the I was the only one that speaks Spanish, so it was there all the CNN in Spanish, the America TV in Spanish. There were all the Spanish channels, 1, 2, 3. So my brother coming from Spain, I said, man, there is no channel here in Spain that I put that you are not on the news. And yeah, I say, of course. I was the only one that speaks Spanish when they all arrived, so they need to make the story of me. There are nobody else there, and they need to do the story from the beginning.
And you know what I call that, Harry? It's called use everything you've got, right? So the fact that you just said it, the only Latin speaker, that way you got all the Hispanic media, that way you got a really direct line in. I call that use everything you've got. So if you've got anything that helps you stand out, stand apart, be noticed, we want to create all that. Hispanic Heritage Awareness Month. It's fabulous. This is the kind of things you always want to be utilizing in your publicity. So if you're listening to this, think about, what could I be using that's different, that's unique, that's everything I've got, your ethnicity, your religion, all of it is a great thing to use.
And then having a publicist that definitely will help you, right? I have a publicist in London, and it's always calling me, Harry, come here. This is gonna be very good. Come for publicity. Come here. Come very good. So you do having a publicist on your side. It will be very helpful because they are on top. They know what is your company. They know what you do. They know what you represent, and then you can get access to places and to meet people just by being on the space. Now writing, I'm telling you, because for me, I even my books, I use ghost writers to write it. I'm not a good writer like you, but the more you write, or the copyright of your articles can have an impact in the way that you use effectively this publicity, and also what type of publication you want to be, because sometimes I'm an advisor to tech companies, and I remember that we were looking at a magazine to do an article with, and the magazine didn't have so much readers, but guess what? The key leaders in the industry, they all were reading that magazine, and can give you like a false number that you say, the readership is not big, or the distribution is only once every month. That's very little. And look, when we look carefully the magazine and what type of people read the magazine, we realize that, wow, this regardless that 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 the that the numbers are low, this is a great place to write an article about our company, and also because it's an article, it's not an advertising, so you get more authority and out of this. So tell us your view in this, how to find the right publication to advertise your business, and what people should be looking at.
So a couple things. One is you want to be looking at what's the sort of powerhouse audience that best serves. And you want that magazine, newspaper, radio, TV station, blogs, podcasts to be oriented to the audience that you serve. In a way, it's that simple. And then there's might be more general, like you probably want to be on BBC, and we want different Hispanic and Latin media, right? So for you, that'd be appropriate. For others, maybe not. So you want to, again, see how you can use what target market you're up to, who's going to buy your product, who do you serve, and go after that.
Yeah. And also the one discover that we have is that along with this, it goes a concept that has evolved a lot, and like I always said, I have a client that owns 300 supermarket that he told me, Harry, when I started this supermarket and there was only 4 supermarkets, the personal brand was not that important. Becoming a speaker was not that important. You could easily hide behind the company, and that would be amazing, because you see the corporate brand will do everything. Well, today people are looking more who is the entrepreneur behind the business, who is the key person behind this business. So when it comes to personal brand, how you balance out the publicity of the corporate brand versus the publicity of the personal brand of the individual, and what people can do to increase the personal brand.
Well, I believe, it depends what you're after. If you're the CEO of a company and you want name recognition for your brand, great. If you're a speaker, of course you want recognition for your brand. I'm JillLublin.com. I want to be known also as a speaker and trainer, and I do speak and train all over the world with my books, right? But the speaking is first, so we want the personal branding. And so you got to stand out that way. And when you're putting out your publicity, you decide how you want to be built, right? In other words, are you the CEO? Are you the speaker? Are you the author? You decide that before you put things out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that where the other day someone was telling me that basketball player Levi Brown. He had better numbers than Michael Jordan. I had to double check that, and the guy was telling me his numbers are better than Michael Jordan. I'm thinking, okay, in case that his numbers are better, he would say still Michael Jordan will be known as the greatest player. And according to the data that he researched, my colleague said that the Levi Brown, the basketball player, have better numbers than Michael Jordan. Yet, Michael Jordan will be the greatest player of all times. And I was telling him that the reason for that is because one is playing basketball, the other one, along with playing basketball, is developing a personal brand, and also even the shoes have his name, Jordan, and all that publicity, it comes with his name attached. You can see also the Trump Towers, right? Whether you see whether personal brand and corporate brand get a LinkedIn, and you create these spectacular results that you become like this podcast unstoppable. I think that another case is when Michelle Obama, she started to write books, and she has done a great job building her personal brands, and it's a keynote speaker with her fees actually is getting to the point. I think that she has become more famous than him in terms of rate, right?
Well, she did such a good job, with her personal brand and delivering great value, and she's brilliant, that everybody wants her to run for president of the United States. And she's like, no way.
Exactly. You have a big following, right? And
Yeah, because she's, she has a following because she's branded herself. If you think about this, right? She's not just the wife of the former president. No, she is, and more than the first lady, she's her own brand now.
Absolutely. And that's, some people say it's a brand. I always said authority, and gonna give you authority is the credibility, the publicity, where you appear in the media, how the media can perceive you, and then how clear is your message. Yeah.
Yes.
Keep it short, keep it simple. So a few tips that you can give to the audience how to get clarity in your message.
So I'm really big on get clear on your message, number one. So what does that mean? What the media cares about is what's the main message for them. Like, honestly, they don't care as much about what do you do. They want to know how what you do impacts and affects them. And so one of the things I always recommend, particularly for media, is give the value and benefit. And I'll tell you something, when I wrote Guerrilla Publicity, and we're in our third edition now, I was privileged to talk to media around the world. And, I asked them, what do you love and what do you hate about publicity? And their answers were as varied as we are. But I will tell you, they read about two things, and that is to give value and benefit, right? And so it's not just, here's my business, here's what I do. I like to think about it. What's the problem today? That's what you want to focus on. And you want to speak to that. What's the problem out there? So, for instance, I have a stress coach. Well, guess what's going on in the world? Lots of stress. We want to talk about, here's some ways to deal with stress. And here are some things you can do throughout your day. And we don't say, I'm a stress coach, I'm a stress coach. It's what you can do. The chiropractor I work with, it's what to do when you're on Zoom all day. Here are 3 stretches that you can do. Like, in other words, be practical and tactical for others.
And educate the need, right? This is very in this DNA that because you can increase your market by doing that. Some people don't even know that they need your product, and you cannot even go on and ask them, buy my product. They don't even know if they need it or not. So how about educating the need first, and give away some content where you start to educate the prospects, and you will, and a lot have to do with media, with the content that created, and to build in a community. We believe that high quality content is what we make what actually makes a community to grow. And you can see cases now. Today, you have a kid with 21 years old with 1 million followers can get any business with 50 years experience out of the way like that. And how we end up like this?
Well, and that's a beautiful thing. But, that's honestly more influencers. And I am big on, listen, social media is not publicity, right? I just want
Tell us
you
the
all to hear
difference.
this.
Tell us the difference.
Publicity is everything from...
You can do publicity in social media. That you can do, right?
Yes, that is true. So publicity is getting earned media, meaning you're being interviewed, you're the expert, you're featured. And that's on everything from all kinds of mediums, including social media. And you can do your own LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram Live, Facebook Live. All of that is media where you control it and you're the messenger. I'm just saying, don't think that making a few likes and I do social media is your publicity. Publicity is being seen, being heard, getting paid because you are the premier expert, because you are the one being interviewed, just like we're doing right here. You're interviewing me about publicity. I'm getting it. People are listening and watching. That's what I want for all of you. To be listened to.
And definitely the 500 millionaires that they have been in this broadcast, they all have something in common. They all want more publicity. Yes. Otherwise, you don't end up in this podcast, as long as some of them want to just be part of the conversation to empowering entrepreneurs to have breakthrough. But indirectly, they all having publicity. So even if you're a multimillionaire, you can have everything, still publicity. That is something that they always need. So thank you so much for being in the broadcast. I really appreciate. And for all of you following this series of broadcasts, in our next episode, how brave entrepreneurs like Jill break the wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Gary, can I give people my free gift?
Yes, you can give the free gift. Yeah.
Absolutely. So before we go, I just want to say for all of you, I've got great, even more publicity tips. And please check out, go to jilllublin.com/guide. And what you're going to receive is an action guide filled with great publicity tips that will support you in getting your publicity done, even more than we were here to cover today, and a wonderful one-on-one class with me where I will support you to get your publicity done. So check it out. It's a 2-part gift, jilllublin.com/guide. And I'm sure Harry will put it in the show notes too. Happy to help.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you have done.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this gift for our audience. I really appreciate it. And for you guys, remember being sum up the broadcast today, being on the space and understand how media works and how publicity works, it will get you far away in business, because you have what we call it leverage. And I personally grew the speakers and leaders, you see, from a local brand into a global brand from the stage. And you get a lot of publicity every time they speak on the stage. You have TV shows, you have interviews, and people write articles about you in the press, and that give you more credibility, that increase your brand, and therefore your business can grow in a fastest way. So learn more about this and see you guys in our next. Thank you, Jill, one more time for being in the broadcast. I really appreciate it. And for all of you watching it, see you next time. How brave entrepreneur like Jill break the wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.